Welcome, my dear students. After learning in detail about redox reaction, now let us study another topic called as corrosion. Now, this corrosion happens in metals where an agent like air, water, salt, or any acid destroys a metal. So, corrosion can be explained as it is a very slow process. It will not happen in a day. In course of time, you see that a certain metal gets destroyed or it leads to destruction or decay of the metals. And it happens because of certain agents like air, water, salt, or any acid. This process is called as corrosion. In detail, let us talk about corrosion happening in iron. Corrosion, when happens in iron, that process we call it by another name. It is called as rusting of iron. Corrosion is slow destruction of metal. When it happens in iron, corrosion is termed as rusting. The particle, the layer which is formed on iron is called as rust. Reddish brown color, yellowish color, it is called as rust. Now let us learn in detail about this rusting of iron. For that we will consider 3 test tubes. Now I have taken 3 test tubes, test tube number 1, 2 and 3. In the first test tube, I have taken nails, iron nails, put it in a test tube and I have kept it open. I have kept it open and I have added water. So this blue color resembles water. So blue color indicates water. So in the first test tube there are iron nails. It is kept open and iron nails are immersed in water. In the second test tube, as you can see, again there is water and I have added oil so that I can stop the reaction of any air with these iron nails. I have put a layer of oil so that it prevents oxygen to react with these iron nails. In the third test tube, I have taken iron nails and I have added anhydrous calcium chloride and I have closed the test tube. When I close the test tube, what I meant to do is I have stopped it to react with oxygen. It has stopped the reaction with atmospheric oxygen. So in the third, iron nails with no water, no oxygen. Whereas here, iron nails in water and on top of water, I have covered it with oil layer. In the first one, you can see iron nails with water and it is kept open. So there will be reaction of oxygen with iron nail. Days you will see that the iron nails in test tube 1 will get corroded, whereas iron nail in test tube 2 will also be corroded but to a lesser extent. It will also be corroded but to a lesser extent. Very slightly the iron nails will get corroded, it will develop rust. Whereas in the third test tube, you will see that the iron nails are same in the same way as you kept it, a shiny texture, it has still its tiny texture. This happened, that means I can say that here no rusting took place, no rusting, because in the third test tube, I had taken anhydrous calcium chloride, which will absorb the oxygen. Even though if the oxygen was available in the test tube, that oxygen will be absorbed by calcium chloride and any moisture present will be absorbed by calcium chloride. So when there is no moisture, there is no rusting. That is the duty of this anhydrous calcium chloride. It absorbs oxygen as well as the moisture present in the test tube. and I've kept it closed, so there is no further reaction of oxygen or water molecules with the iron nails. Okay, so in test tube 3, the iron nails are very safe, whereas in test tube number 1 and 2, the iron nails are corroded, or it has developed a rust. So what is this rust? Rust can be defined as a reddish colored layer which develops on the surface of the metal. It can be defined as a reddish colored layer which develops on the surface of a metal. That is called as rust. Now let us understand the rusting process, and we will relate it to redox reaction. Why have we kept this topic after redox reaction? Rusting is also a type of redox reaction. Let us understand rusting in detail. Let us consider a piece of metal. Let us consider this as a metal, that is iron metal. So this iron metal will develop rust, and this formation of rust is not a very simple process. It is actually an electrochemical reaction, wherein a part of the iron behaves like anode and a part of the iron behaves like, the other part behaves like cathode. As I said, a part of the iron behaves like anode and one part of the iron metal behaves like cathode. And one thing that you should remember is rusting takes place in the presence of oxygen and water. Without oxygen and water, rusting process will never happen. So rusting takes place in the presence of oxygen and water. How is this process? How can this process be explained? This iron behaves like anode into certain area, whereas onto certain area it behaves like cathode. What happens is, in the presence of oxygen and water molecules, iron undergoes oxidization. In the presence of water molecules as well as oxygen, iron undergoes oxidization and you get iron in the form of +2 ions, IONs. It forms Fe +2 plus electron. That is, iron gives out electron. Iron gives out electron. Fe +2, it gives out. It gives out electron. So minus electron. This plus E, when it comes here, it will be minus. No, iron gives out electron. It loses electron. So when electron is lost, you call that as oxidation. So I said, I use the word iron undergoes oxidation. Iron undergoes oxidation to form Fe +2 IONs, ions. Now here +2, so it has lost 2 electrons. Correct? Okay. I can explain this as simple words. This is how it is given in the textbook. What is happening? Iron loses electron. It loses 2 electron. So minus 2 electron and gets converted into Fe +2. 2 electron lost means positive charge increased. No, +2. So this minus 2E, minus 2 electron, when it comes to the right side, it becomes +2E. So I have written it this way. Hope it is clear. Iron loses electrons. It undergoes oxidation to form Fe +2 IONs, ions. You have to explain. There is a question in the textbook. You have to explain it in this way. Iron is oxidized to Fe +2 in anode region. Anode is positive, right? So there oxidation takes place. Iron is oxidized to Fe +2 in anode region. So then you will show this reaction. This reaction you have to show as this way it is given in your textbook. Iron loses electron to get Fe +2 plus 2 electrons. So this one. Okay with this reaction? Now later on what happens is, I told you before, for rusting to take place, there should be oxygen as well as water molecules. So these water molecules are present on the iron. You might have seen in rainy season how our grills, you can see water droplets on grills. So from there, from that day, this redox reaction takes place or rusting takes place. Why I am calling it as redox reaction? Because there is oxidation as well as reduction happening. Now we learnt about oxidation. Now we will see what reduction is going on here. As I told you, there is oxygen in the atmosphere. So this oxygen reduces to form water. Oxygen reduces to form water, and this reaction takes place in the cathode region. Oxygen reduces, you have to explain it this way, oxygen reduces to form water, that is H2O, in cathode region. How will you explain the reaction? You will explain it as O2 plus H plus electron gives H2O. Now from where this H plus ions came? This H plus ions came from ionization of water itself. These are the extra water which is formed, which is not specified in your textbook. In your textbook, this process is not specified. From where this H plus ions came? It came from, I'll explain how it came. H plus ions came from ionization of water. There's already water present. So, this water ionizes to form H2O, ionizes to form H plus OH minus ions. Okay, H plus and OH minus ions. This process is called as ionization of water. And these H plus ions which were formed react with atmospheric oxygen, and there are more water droplets which are formed, H2O. I hope it is clear. So what is the sequence of the reaction? First, oxidization. Then the oxygen which is present in the atmosphere as well as on the metal, on iron, it reacts with H plus ions. From where these H plus ions came? These H plus ions came from ionization of water. Now this reaction is not given in your book. In your textbook, this reaction is not specified. So you need not worry about this reaction. Just to keep in your mind, from where these H plus ions came? It came from the ionization of water. So O2 plus H plus electron gives, in the cathode it will accept electron. So plus E. Okay children. I had told you, in the anode it will give electrons. So minus electron. Whereas in the cathode it will accept electron. E plus electron gives H2O. Now we will balance it. Hydrogen and oxygen, first you will balance oxygen. Oxygen here we have 2, whereas here we have only 1. So we will put a 2 here. Now oxygen became 2, oxygen 2, hydrogen 4. So here I will put a 4. So if it is 4H plus, then the electron should also be same, 4E minus. This way you have to write the reaction. Don't go for by hearting. Hope it is clear. See whether it is balanced. Correct. Okay. So what is happening? In the anode, there is oxidation of iron to form Fe plus 2. In the cathode, there is reduction. O2 reduces to form water. And because of oxidation and reduction taking place simultaneously, rusting is called as a redox reaction. Because of oxidation and reduction taking simultaneously, rusting is called as redox reaction. Now after that, the ion, the Fe plus 2 ions which was formed in the anode, they will travel. How they will travel? Because there are water. Through the water helps in transportation of ions. They can travel. Because of the aqueous form, Fe plus 2 ions will travel to the cathode region and it will further get oxidized. Further get oxidized means further it will lose its electron. So, first it was converted into Fe plus 2, means they start migrating from the anode region and they react with water and they are further oxidized. They are further oxidized and what we get is FeOH twice. Again, this is not specified in your book. These Fe plus 2 ions, they react further with water. They react further with water and they are converted into FeOH twice. FeOH twice. Now, this ion, this is also a form of rust, but this rust will be in the form of yellow color. Okay, it is yellow rust. We call it as yellow rust. After this rust is formed, after the formation of this rust, yellow rust, it further reacts with water molecules and gets oxidized to Fe plus 3 ions. Fe plus 3 ions. So, at the end, you will see ion in the form of Fe2O3. First, it will be in FeOH twice form. Again, Fe plus 2 will further react with water. It will further be oxidized and you see the rust which is in the form of Fe plus 3 ions. When it gets converted into Fe plus 3 form, it develops a reddish color. When it is in Fe plus 2 form, it develops a yellow color. In plus 3 form, it develops a red color. So, how is that reaction? Fe plus 3 plus water, it undergoes further oxidation to form Fe2O3 plus water molecule dot H2O plus H plus ions. Now let us balance the equation. As you can see here, we have 2 Fe, so we will put a 2 here. Now the ions plus 6 it became, no? Plus 6, okay? So here also it should be plus 6. Now let us balance hydrogen. Here we have 2 and here we have 6 plus 2, 8. 6 plus 2, 8. So I have to put a 4 here. 4 2s are 8. What about oxygen? Oxygen 3 plus 1, 4 and here 4. So the reddish colored oxide, hydrated oxide. Why it is called hydrated? Means it reacts with water. As it reacts with water, it gets hydrated and we get Fe plus 3 form. And that Fe plus 3 form is Fe2O3 dot H2O, which is rust in red color. And this is what gets collected on the metal. This is a very serious problem. Corrosion is not a good thing. Okay, it destroys the quality of the metal. Now, just for correlation, you will be asked a question, what is the formula of rust? There can be n number of water molecules. So, you will write the formula of rust as Fe2O3 dot XH2O. There can be n number of water molecules. So, you will write the formula of rust as Fe2O3 dot XH2O. Okay. So, what all things you have to remember when you are learning rusting? First thing is that for rusting we need oxygen as well as moisture or water. Only because of oxygen or only because of water rusting will not happen. Both are equally required. Both are equally required. Okay. Then what is rusting? In rusting process, a part of the metal behaves like anode and the other part behaves like cathode. In the anode, the ion gets oxidized to form Fe plus 2 ions. At the same time, this water is ionized to form H plus and OH minus ions. H plus and OH minus ions. Okay. Now, this H plus ions, they react further with oxygen and more water molecules are formed. That is this reaction. And it happens in the cathode because there is gain of electrons. So, you have to learn this reaction. You have to learn this reaction. anode reaction as well as the cathode reaction. After this process, the Fe+2 ions which are formed, they react further with water and you get FeOH twice, which is again yellow rust. Again, it's not specified in your book. This further reacts with water molecules. Okay, further reacts with water molecules in Fe+3 form and you get reddish colored rust, Fe2O3.H2O. Now here Fe+3 and H2O, first you will look at Fe, here you have 2, so you will put a 2. Now see the charge, this is +6, so this should also be +6H+. Then we balance the remaining atoms, we get rust. Remember the formula of rust, Fe2O3.X H2O. X you can write capital as well as small letter. Okay, in the textbook you follow textbook way. I think in the textbook capital X is written. After learning about rusting, this rusting you can see in an apple also. When you cut an apple, and you keep it aside, you can see reddish colored layer formed on the whitish part of apple. Apple contains iron atoms. So again, iron atoms from the apple react with atmospheric oxygen and it results in oxidation or it's a type of rusting. Again, where you see iron oxide, which planet is called as planet with lot of ferric oxide present in it? It is the Mars. Mars planet is called as red planet because it contains large amount of ferric oxide. So next there is a small topic called as rancidity. Rancidity happens when oil gets oxidized. If you leave cooking oil for a long period of time, it develops a certain smell. Same way wafers and all, if you are buying it after the manufacturing date, use it before it is specified on wafer packets and all. After a certain period of time, it develops a rancid taste. Okay, and it is because of oxidation. So when we use old leftover cooking oil for making foodstuff, it is found to have foul odor called rancidity. If food is cooked in such oil, its taste also changes. When oil or ghee is left for a long time or fried food is left aside for a long time, it undergoes air oxidation and becomes rancid. Rancid foodstuff cooked in oil or ghee is prevented by using antioxidants. The process of oxidation reaction of foodstuffs can also be slowed down by storing it in airtight container. Okay, so this part you go through and learn rancidity. This paragraph you have to learn it by heart. So today we have completed corrosion as well as rancidity. Write it in your book. Till we meet for the next time. Take care. Bye.